Hi, my name is Jeff and welcome back to my workshop. We're continuing working on the HO Scale Burdick Freight Dock kit. This is a laser cut craftsman kit from Fos Scale Models. In our last episode we painted the walls and trim pieces. Now we're going to add the trim to the walls. We're going to use the card that came with it as a guide. The blue lines on that card indicate where the trim pieces are going to go. So we need the side walls and the end walls. The trim on the side walls will just be on the short tower section of the tower for that short piece of wall. We're going to start with the ends, and I'm just taking a piece of the 1/16 inch square wood that we painted in the red trim, and I'm cutting it to length, and I'm actually cutting it a little bit long. I'll trim it and sand it to the final length once it's installed and has dried thoroughly. So to glue these, I'm going to again use my yellow carpenter's glue and a toothpick to just apply a thin layer of glue to the trim pieces so we can attach them. I want to make sure I attach them to the actual siding material and not to the trim material. This is a spot where it's a good idea to take your time just to make sure everything's lined up, because the glue will set up and hold fairly quickly. So you want to make sure you get that in place. And we're going to use our 1, 2, 3 blocks to push it up against to make sure it's tight against there so it can grab on and get a good bond on the glue joint. And we'll add the trim to the other side of this wall. And again, it's a real thin layer of glue is all that's needed, just enough so it can grab. You don't want to have it oozing out on you as you attach it to the walls. But if some does, you can just wipe it off with your fingers. And then I'm going to use a second 1, 2, 3 block on the other side. The two of them pushed together will form a clamp. Will help clamp everything together and hold it while the glue sets. Once the glue is set, we can move this out of our way and start working on the next wall. On these walls, we just need a piece of trim on the short piece that goes from the 1-story and 2-story side sections of the building. So again, I'm trimming it a little bit long, and then we'll sand it down to final size once the glue has set. This one took a little bit of extra care because I needed to make sure that the trim piece was sitting on top of the leading edge of the lower part of the roof. As you can see, it's not, and I just used my fingers to push it in place and push it down. And then I'll use a 1, 2, 3 block again to kind of help hold it together. And it's square and flush. Then on the short end wall, I'm going to cut it a little bit long. This one, the roof has a slight angle to it. There's a pitch to it. So I'm going to help save on sanding, I'm cutting it close at roughly the same angle and again a little bit long so that it can be sanded into place. And I'll do that again on both sides of these and use the 1, 2, 3 blocks as clamps. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please make sure you hit the like button and help. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update on this. In our next episode, we're going to be installing the windows and window glazing. After the glue on the trim pieces has all had a chance to dry.